Ken Trahan, SportsNOLA.com, here at Tulane University of the Wilson Athletic Complex with Tulane Head Football Coach Curtis Johnson. Curtis, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Ken. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know you've been on the job for the better part of 3 months or so, but you split some of that time with the Saints. How difficult was that for you to accomplish?
You know what? Here's what the difficult part was just, you going backwards and forward. Here's the thing that I've told everyone. I think I know every state trooper between here and Airline Drive. I mean, it's just back and forth. And guys will stop me and they'll greet me. They'll have a greeting for me. I'll put it like that. But here's the most difficult thing. It's just some games with the Saints. You neglected some of the things. And Pete Carmichael, Joe Lombardi, Carter Sheridan, Sean, Mickey, all those guys were so great. It made the job a lot easier. And then here, I guess a lot of people were putting up with me my late hours. But other than that, I mean, it's been good. It's been great.
Talk about what you bring here from the Saints, the winning pedigree that you all established, winning a Super Bowl, going to another NFC Championship game. What do you take here from that experience? Well,
here's what happened here at the Saints. This reminds me of 2006 when we first got to the New Orleans Saints. This New Orleans Saints hadn't been winning. We came in, we brought this new product in, and I tell you what, Sean Payton, nobody knew who Sean Payton was in this city, coming back from Katrina, and all of a sudden he blows up. His ideas, some of the stuff, his enthusiasm, all that stuff is perfect for here. I mean, it's perfect. Also, just winning a Super Bowl, when you get an opportunity to do the best that you can ever do and you come out successful, that's a lot of credibility to this university.
You're local. That makes a difference here. And yet, as you study Tulane University, and you know it very, very well from an athletic perspective, they have not succeeded over 5 decades or so in football, with a few exceptions. Why will it be different under Curtis Johnson?
Here it is. Here's what I think happens. I think sometimes when you're not from here, you really don't understand the roots of this brand of football here, and so you think other places are much better. Well, I can tell you this, just being in the NFL, I know that there are more athletes in the NFL per capita in Louisiana than any other place, and Mississippi is a close second. So we can harness the guys that are here, and even the guys that LSU don't take. If we can get those guys and to get them to stay home, I think we'll be fine athletically.
You get Darian Monroe, you get Jordan Batiste, a couple of good examples of the kind of guys we're speaking of. Why can you get those kind of guys in the future that Tulane has not been able to get in recent years?
Here's what I wanted to do also. I wanted to get some local ties. I think Lionel Washington is very, very important to this staff. Not only he played in the NFL, he coached in the NFL. He's coached the likes of Charles Woodson, Nnamdi Asomugha, Tramon Williams. I mean, these guys are household names, and to bring him to a place like Tulane where he graduated and he's local, I think that's an added incentive. Then I kept Jason Rawlings, another guy who's local. He's from this state. I mean, he knows a lot. Doug Lichtenberger is also a guy who knows this state. Mike New, a former Voodoo coach, also, great quarterback. He sat in meetings with us. He knows this local area. I just think that it's just a win-win situation when you have local guys on your staff.
When you can preach that NFL gospel to potential student athletes, that helps in recruiting, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think young men really dream about playing in the NFL. I still dream I got one more game left in me. So if you've been in the NFL and you've done it, and you can come back and bring it to a young man and tell him how to get in the NFL, I think that's volumes. And one of the things that we do is Mike New was a combine scout. He was the scout that set up all the combine interviews, set up everything. He cross-checked everybody in the United States of America. Matter of fact, I got to give him back to Mickey and Sean during draft time. But when you got that kind of credibility on your staff, you would say, golly, I got to really look at that place.
When you look at the facilitation at Tulane University, there's a football stadium on the horizon. How important is that to the future of Tulane football being successful? And what else do you need here to be successful?
You know what? I think it's very, very important. I think you start with the stadium here. You would love to see it like Georgia, where they just walk down the street and you see the fans all around. They leaving the dorm rooms. LSU, you see the guys from Clemson. They come down this hill. You want a college atmosphere. You want the pageantry of college football, where parents can come visit their kids. They leave the dorm. They walk to the game. They come out. They have a good lunch. They have a good dinner, and now you see some great football. I think that's what college football is all about. Nothing against the Dome. I think the Dome is a great stadium, but it's nothing like no place like home. It's like Dorothy getting back to Kansas. No place like home.
Tulane is a terrific university. Everyone recognizes that, certainly top 50, if not higher than that academically. From an athletic perspective, the perception has always been that there's not the commitment to winning, that they don't give their coaches what they need to succeed on a big stage. Your answer to that would be?
Well, I think they do. I think right now, and I don't know what happened in the past too much, but I think everything I've asked for, they've given me. New stadium on the horizon. I got to hire the guys that I wanted to hire. You know, we get to recruit the guys we want to recruit. We jumped in locally. We were a little bit late, but we got some of the local guys. We got coaches coming up. We got 6 a.m. workouts, just exactly what we did with the New Orleans Saints. So I think right now, until they tell me different, I think we're getting what we need to win here.
Everybody likes their recruiting class on signing day. You'd think everybody's going to win a national championship if you listen to the pablum, as it were. But I know you are genuinely excited about it. And one of the things that needs to be said is that you honored the commitments that Bob Toledo had brought to this university, and I think there's something to be said about that. That said, I think you believe some of those kids can really help your program.
Absolutely. You know what? I think that former staff did a fantastic job of recruiting, evaluating, and even holding on to some kids. I mean, it was hard, you know, making a decision on those guys, but I think they did a great job. But you know, those kids going to be the backbone. The kids that they recruited going to be the backbone of this program. And I'm surely glad that they stayed and they were committed to us and they stayed with us, you know. And these guys are, you know, they are high-level players. Now, they wasn't too many slouches. None of them were. I mean, they were great players, and they're going to help us win a lot of games.
Tulane has had Perry Clark, Dave Dickerson on the basketball level, but to have an African-American leading its football program at this university, which is perceived to be a wealthy university in New Orleans and yet a national university, has that set in with you the significance of being an African-American head football coach at Tulane University?
You know what, and it's funny that you say that. I really didn't look at it like that. I just looked at it as more of an opportunity to help a program win. I think I can bring a brand of football that's going to bring some fast guys in here, an academic brand of football. I can sell this university, and I think my pedigree, my track record has said, okay, this guy can recruit, this guy can coach. You know, coaching the Super Bowl, you know, not many guys have done that and won it. You know, and been around some high round draft choices, late round draft choices. So what I think it said for me is that this guy can really, really coach. And I just happen to be African American, but it's a big help that I can coach.
Stepping stone. Everyone has looked at this university's football program as a stepping stone. Those that have been successful on a short-term basis left pretty quickly. Larry Smith, Mac Brown, Tommy Bowden. What about Curtis Johnson? Is this a stepping stone for CJ? And if not, why not?
Well, here's the reason why I don't think it is. I think I'm rooted in this community. I was born in St. Rose, Louisiana. I had to go away to get back home. And everybody wants to be here at home. I would love to be here for the rest of my career just because it is home. My mother's here, my family's here. I got sisters, I got cousins and ties here. My wife won't let me leave anyway. so you know, no, I think what it is, it's a job. And I'm just blessed to be here and with the Saints for the time I was. You know, I categorized all over the country. I was at Florida, I was in Idaho, I was at California, I was in Dallas. So now I finally get a chance to sink my teeth into the neighborhood. The rich tradition here. I love the parades, I love Mardi Gras, I love the festivals, I love the people. I mean, it's no place like home, like Dorothy.
Miami, private university, high academic standards, and became a football monstrosity. Can that be duplicated at Tulane?
You know what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to mirror that path. You know, what Howard Snellenberger did a long time ago, he took West Palm Beach down and said, this is the state of Miami. I'm going to take Baton Rouge on east, and I'm going to say what we're going to do is we're going to get every kid in the state of Tulane, and I'm going to get every kid that I can from that area first. And so if I do that, I just think that we can win a tremendous amount of games because of the talent level in that area.
Finally, what is the ceiling for Tulane football? Where can this program go?
You know what? I think with the new stadium, I think the president and the athletic directors are on board. I think once the people come and embrace us like they could, there is no ceiling. You know, I look at the University of Miami, back in 77, 78, they were talking about dropping a program. You know, 4 or 5 years later, they were winning a national championship. And I mirror that program because private school, in a city-type atmosphere, You know, so you're getting a lot of the same things. Here's the thing. When Miami convinced the players to stay home, they begin to win. And I think I can do that also.
CJ, it's great to have you at Tulane University. Glad you could stay home and make a contribution to this community. Congratulations, and we wish you nothing but success.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure, CJ. Thank you.
Thank you.